utter dislike of concentrating things at the very top. It's a top-heavy solution to impose housing policy throughout the state of California, right? Local communities, input taken away from them. I fundamentally disagree with this. I feel like we should have community involvement. We will not always agree. It can get messy. They're not going to always be perfect solutions, but we have to have community engagement and discussion to figure out the ways to make our individual communities livable. So, last year was SB 827. Our neighborhood council, our land use committee, was one of the few committees, if only committees, within the council system that vigorously supported this bill. Vigorously supported. It went to the board did not support it. It turned out that I think Garcetti backed off from it. I forget who else backed off from it at the time. It died in committee, SB 827. Scott Wiener came back again this year, as he said he would, with SB 50. SB 50, believe it or not, is worse than SB 827. So he's back with that, and once again, it went to LUPEC, and our Land Use and Planning Committee, once again, vigorously endorsed SB 50. And it then went to the board, and there was a lot of debate at the board, and even though the West Side Regional Association of Councils had a measure to oppose SB 50, our board approved it. So those buildings that you're fighting on Lincoln Boulevard, those 10-story buildings that will bring in more heat to the area, more cars, right? They're not going to be affordable housing. They're not really going to, we've already learned that the trickle-down theory on housing doesn't really work very well. Those would be able to go up with no input or opposition from the community. So these are things you have to think about, because next year, well, backtrack, it looks like SB 50 is not going to move forward. Gavin Newsom was on record today talking about it not being such a great bill. The LA City Council earlier this week voted to oppose SB 50, so it looks like there are some sensible people in our government, and that won't go through. But rest assured, Scott Wiener will be back at it next year with a new bill, and it will be up before our council, and it will be up before our board. So I urge you all to sort of read about it, form your own opinions. I have very strong opinions on it. That's me.